Hello, everyone. In this video, we will look at object-oriented thinking in section 9.8. This book's approach is to teach problem-solving and fundamental programming techniques before object-oriented programming. This section will show how procedural and object-oriented programming differ. The procedural paradigm for programming focuses on designing functions. The object-oriented paradigm couples data and methods together into objects. In the preceding video, we gave the example of the loan class. In a loan object, we put all the relevant data about a loan in one object. So we have the data annual interest rate, loan amount, number of years for the loan, and the person making the loan. So all the data is now coupled in one object. From this object, you can invoke the get monthly payment and get total payment. Get monthly payment using the data from the loan object to compute the monthly payment. In this section, we look at another example. This is the BMI. We introduced the Bmi problem back in chapter 3. Given the weight and height of a person, we can compute the person's BMI and find the status, the interpretation from the BMI. Before this chapter on objects and classes, we have to put all this computation in one function, or you can have separate functions, but the data, they are not related. With object-oriented thinking, so we're going to think the whole thing BMI as an object. Weight, height, the person's name, age, all as the integrated data fields of a BMI object. So this comes to the design of the BMI class. It has the data fields, name, age, weight, height, and the constructor to construct a BMI for the person with the age, weight, and height. Get BMI, get status. We also have these get methods for all these properties. They're not listed in the UML diagram for brevity. First, given the class BMI, we're going to write a test program. First, we create a BMI for John Doe, age is 18, weight 145 pounds, height 70 inches. Now we're going to find out, and this is the person. So here is BMI1 dot get. This is the get name. So the property get name. So this name is, so what is the BMI? Is BMI1 dot get BMI, and the status BMI1 dot get status. So here, creating another BMI object for person named Peter King, age 50, weight 215, height is 17 inches. Now invoke the method get name, get BMI, and get status on BMI2. So now let's turn our attention to implementing the class. The BMI class, the init method now has this name, age, weight, height. So this is name. This is self dot underscore underscore age, weight, height, and this is kilograms per pound, meters per inches. So doing this calculation, have the convert the weight in pounds to kilograms and convert the weight in inches to meters, and now perform this calculation and get the BMI. And this is the get BMI. So how do you get the status? Get status, first we're gonna invoke get BMI, and now look at the BMI, determine the status. So this is get age, self dot underscore underscore age. So we have to return this. This example demonstrates the advantage of the object-oriented paradigm over the procedural paradigm. The object-oriented approach combines the power of the procedural paradigm with an added dimension that integrates data with operations into objects. In procedural programming, data and operations are separate. This methodology requires sending data to methods. Object-oriented programming places data and the operation that pertain to them together in an object. This approach solves many of the problems inherent in procedural programming. The object-oriented programming approach organizes programs in a way that mirrors the real world, in which all objects are associated with both attributes and activities. Using objects improves software reusability and makes programs easier to develop and easier to maintain. Programming in Python involves thinking in terms of objects. A Python program can be viewed as a collection of cooperating objects. That is all. Object-oriented thinking. Thank you for watching. See you on the next video.